Why haven't humans dared to return to Venus for more than 40 years? Venus is Earth's closest planetary neighbor. In size and structure, it's often called Earth's twin. But today, it is one of the most hostile worlds in the entire solar system. So what happened? Why did a planet so similar to Earth turn into a nightmare? This is Venus. At first glance, Venus looks calm and beautiful, wrapped in thick clouds. It shines brightly in the night sky. But beneath those clouds lies a world of extreme violence. Venus has the hottest surface temperature of any planet in the solar system, hotter than Mercury, even though Mercury is closer to the Sun. On Venus, the average surface temperature reaches over 460 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. A planet that crushes machines. Temperature isn't the only problem. Venus' atmosphere is incredibly thick. Surface pressure there is about 90 times stronger than Earth's. That's equivalent to being nearly 1 kilometer underwater. On Earth, every spacecraft that lands on Venus is slowly crushed, overheated, and destroyed. Most probes survive for only minutes. The longest-lasting lander operated for just over 2 hours. Acid rain and toxic skies. Venus clouds are not made of water. They are made of sulfuric acid. Yes, acid rain. If you stood on Venus, the rain wouldn't just get you wet. It would corrode metal, destroy electronics, and burn through protective layers. And the air? About 96% carbon dioxide. No oxygen. No breathable atmosphere. One breath would be fatal. Venus was not always like this. Here's the shocking part. Scientists believe that billions of years ago, Venus may have looked very different. It may have had oceans, moderate temperatures, and possibly conditions suitable for life. So how did Venus turn into this hellish world? The runaway greenhouse effect. The answer lies in something we know very well on Earth. The greenhouse effect. Venus is slightly closer to the Sun. That small difference made a huge impact. As early oceans began to evaporate, water vapor trapped more heat. More heat caused more evaporation. A feedback loop began. Eventually, the oceans boiled away completely. Ultraviolet radiation from the sun split water molecules apart. Hydrogen escaped into space. Oxygen reacted with surface rocks. What remained was a thick blanket of carbon dioxide. Heat had nowhere to go. Venus entered a runaway greenhouse state. A warning written in the sky. Today, Venus spins slowly under a suffocating atmosphere. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. Its surface is lifeless, silent, crushed by pressure and heat. That is why humans stopped going there. Not because it's far, but because it's unforgiving. Venus is more than a dead planet. Venus is a warning. It shows us what happens when a planet loses control of its climate. Earth and Venus started with similar materials, but small differences led to radically different outcomes. One became a cradle for life. The other became a furnace. Could Earth ever become like Venus? Not overnight. Not easily. But Venus reminds us that climate systems can reach points of no return. Once crossed, there is no easy way back. Venus is not just a mystery. It is a lesson, written in clouds of acid and fire. Final thought. Mars shows us what happens when a planet loses its atmosphere. Venus shows us what happens when a planet has too much of it. Between them is Earth, balanced, fragile, and irreplaceable.